People, we live in a world where Batman fights Superman in the same movie. How could you not get excited by that? Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is the second DC movie to come out, pretty much a sequel to Man of Steel that is trying to set up this new Justice League franchise. And when I say I'm excited for this movie, don't take that lightly. I was excited for this movie. I was waiting for this movie to come out for ages. I've been wanting to see my favorite superhero of all time, Batman, finally take on the Kryptonian alien himself, Superman, in a movie. And we finally get that. But was the movie good? It was okay. It was an okay movie that was just a really big mess. And I'll talk about why. So Batman v Superman is set after the events of Man of Steel, and you know what happened at the end. Superman, Zod destroyed pretty much half the city of Metropolis, and there's a lot of controversy going around Superman, and Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, really doesn't like this guy. He doesn't like the fact that he's an alien from another world that could destroy anybody if he wanted to. Let me get right into Batman. Ben Affleck as Batman was perfect. This guy was Batman. He was the Batman I was hoping to see in the movie theater. He really gave an amazing performance. He looked amazing. Batman always needs to look cool, and this Batman is probably my favorite movie adaptation of Batman. Whenever he started fighting people in this movie, I got so excited because he just took them down. He was mowing them down. One of my least favorite aspects of Batman in this movie, not a spoiler, he does kill people. It's kind of crazy how many people he kills in this movie. My problem isn't that he kills people. My problem is that they never mention it once. He has his one rule. That's what I know Batman for. He doesn't kill people, and he has reasons to not do it. But in this movie, he just goes around exploding people. He goes around shooting people. He runs them over. You see him like mowing down people. They're not getting back up. And I appreciate that Ben Affleck gave such a great performance because I remember 3 years back, no one wanted this guy to be Batman. I was probably one of the only people out there who really celebrated the fact that, oh dude, Ben Affleck's playing Batman. Henry Cavill plays Superman again, and there's nothing really special about him in this one. He's not as good as he was in Man of Steel in my opinion. As I said in that one in my review, I thought he was the perfect Superman. In this movie, he never really felt like Superman to me. He never really gave me such a standout performance. Amy Adams. Now look, my problem with Amy Adams, she's not a well-written character. The writers were trying to make her so important in this movie, and it just didn't work for me because her moments really bored me, and so did the parts with the Daily Planet and everything like that. Jeremy Irons was one of the people I was really hoping to do really good in this movie as Alfred. He did amazing. I love the dude. I don't want to spoil anything because he does a great job in this movie. Gal Gadot, or Gadot, however you say her last name, was amazing as Wonder Woman. She killed it too. When she came out as Wonder Woman, I was excited because she just looked like Wonder Woman. I remember seeing the first few pictures of her and I just didn't see it. I don't know, Gal Gadot, she just didn't look like she fit the part. In this movie, when you actually see her in action, she was amazing. I can't wait to see more of her. Won't spoil any of her big parts in this movie, but you've seen it in the trailers anyways. Now the last big person, Jesse Eisenberg. Did he do a good job? Yeah, he did a great job. He did pretty good in this movie. But he wasn't Lex Luthor. They went with another route with Lex Luthor. They made him like this psychotic, insane person. He was like all twitchy, he was moving a lot, he started screaming words out of nowhere. Jesse Eisenberg did okay in his performance. He did a good job in his performance. He did what he needed to. Lex Luthor to me is like this big, intimidating guy who's a human, but he has this business mindset that he just knows how to use really good, and he's just really intimidating with that. Jesse Eisenberg, never really saw that. Was he a threat? Yeah, he was menacing at times. But did he do anything to surprise me? Not really. It was just Jesse Eisenberg giving a great performance, and that's about it. Now, if you go on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that, critics hate this movie. They are destroying this movie. They are showing no love to it, and I could see the reasons why. One of my biggest problems is I thought Man of Steel felt long. This movie is probably the same length of Man of Steel, but it felt never ending. This movie loved to drag on. There were so many moments in this movie where you could have just taken them out and nothing would have changed. And really, the biggest outcome of this is that they really want to make a franchise before they make a movie. Like, you need to focus on your movie first, then what's next to come. This movie really tried to focus on what the bigger pieces are for this bigger universe that they're trying to make, like Marvel already has. But the thing with Marvel, they've set up a lot of movies before they made the Avengers. They set up, I think, like 5 or 6 movies, you know, of solo movies to the Avengers leading up to it, because they needed the space, they needed the time to make those movies, not set up this bigger world. Biggest examples I could give is that Spider-Man 3 tried to shove a lot of villains into that movie, tried to shove a lot of story plots into the movie, and it didn't work out for the movie. They tried to set up this whole thing in this movie and it was just a big mess. Same thing with Amazing Spider-Man 2. They tried to do everything they could to make this Sinister Six movie happen, and it just didn't work because they shoved in so many things that it was just a complete mess. And look what happened to it. It got canceled. And that's what I think audiences aren't gonna like about this movie. It's so long, it's really, really messy. The plot line is just not flowing at all. I've seen longer movies than this. I've seen 3-hour movies before, and they've gone by faster than this movie did. And like I said earlier, you could have taken out so much stuff in this movie and it wouldn't have made a difference. Another problem with this movie is the action. Now there's a long absence of action until we actually get to the big fight we've been waiting for, and it lasts 10 minutes at least, I could say. Batman v Superman, 10 minutes, and then we get on to the rest of the movie. Which is disappointing to say, but I gotta say, the action scenes with Batman and Superman were amazing. Visually, they took a lot of the style from The Dark Knight Returns, obviously, and they took a lot from other Batman and Superman comics, and I really loved that. And it just looked amazing when they were both fighting, clashing fists together. It was awesome. But the big problem with action scenes in this movie, it was Man of Steel 2.0. You think they destroy a lot in Man of Steel? They probably destroy the same amount, probably more in this movie. There's a lot of destruction, and it just, you know, again, it's a fireworks show that never ends. At first, you see, you know, what you want to see. It's amazing. It's visually stunning. Oh yeah, you're having a great time. Then it lasts more than an hour and it just keeps going on and on. I'm not saying the action in this movie lasts like an hour. Actually, it probably did. The thing is, the action, explosions, none of it is kept back and they just throw all they got at the screen. Now to the Ninja Turtle, I mean, Doomsday. That guy was as disappointing as I thought he'd be from that trailer. He was stupid. I didn't think he needed to be in this movie, but I guess he did. Lastly, I want to say a lot of the things that had to do with Justice League in this movie were so forced. A lot of people are going to be like, oh yeah, that looks cool, but you can't deny the fact that it's so forced into the movie just to make a franchise. It's really annoying to me. Overall, I have to say, guys, this was a disappointing movie. Do I say it's better than Man of Steel? Yes, I do, but probably the only reason why I think so is because Batman's in this movie and he was amazing. I think a lot of people in this movie gave a lot of good performances all around. Story-wise, this movie was a mess. The plotline never stuck to one thing. Everything in this movie felt forced, and it just dragged on a lot. The action was visually stunning, but it just got boring after a while, again, like Man of Steel. Zack Snyder loves doing this, but who knows if he's the right guy for Justice League? I still don't know. I'm still not confident that he could do a Justice League movie justice. But it'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun with this movie. There were a lot of parts and moments in this movie where I just wanted to stand up cheering because it was so cool. But it just wasn't the movie I was looking for and was hoping for. It was pretty boring at times, pretty tedious, and it just got annoying at times. But I do think it's worth a watch if you're a superhero fan because, you know, a lot of superhero movies these days. But I'm waiting for the next few movies in this franchise that they're trying to make. Suicide Squad's coming out this August. Cannot wait for that movie. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint as much as this movie did. And hopefully by the time next year, Justice League is amazing. I just want it to be good. But overall, guys, if you hated Man of Steel, you're not gonna like this movie. If you liked Man of Steel, you're probably gonna like this movie. If you love Man of Steel, this movie's right up your alley. Just go watch it. It's gonna be a fun time. There's some stuff in there that just gets in the way of making it a really good movie. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, and keep watching more. See you guys.